So I'm hearing these pharaohs will drown in their misguidance because they did not do what they were told. That sounds a little heavy, huh? Yeah. For those who have read the Bible before, you know this is the point in the Bible where God gave Moses the power to part the Red Seas so that the people could walk through, so God's people could walk through. And as they walked, the waters behind them closed in. And however, before the path behind them closed, the pharaohs and their chariots and his men were on the path behind them. So therefore, when the waters closed from being parted, all of the men behind drowned. And that's what I'm getting, this message. Okay, I heard rendition. Rendition. Un momento. A performance or interpretation, especially of a dramatic or a dramatic role or piece of music. The practice of sending a foreign criminal or terrorist suspect covertly to be interrogated in a country with less rigorous regulations for the humane treatment of prisoners. Let me read that second one again because that has to do with this message. It's not so much the rendition from a musical standpoint. It's a rendition with this second interpretation of the meaning. It says, the practice of sending a foreign criminal or terrorist suspect covertly to be interrogated in a country with less rigorous regulations for the humane treatment of prisoners. God said, let my people go because Pharaoh enslaved the people, the Hebrew people, and he was working them to the bone, you know. Moses, was it Moses and Aaron, I think his name was. I guess it doesn't matter, but I just want to see. Was it Aaron? Let's see. Who was Aaron to Moses? He was like his sidekick. Prophet and high priest. What was his relationship? In the Bible, Aaron was Moses' older brother and high priestess. I forgot about that part. Aaron was a key figure in the Israelites' exodus from Egypt, and he served as Moses' spokesperson because Moses had a stutter. So Aaron spoke for Moses. He was his spokesperson, being that Moses had that stutter. Okay? There's a lot of people that, ooh, why did that just happen to my... It felt like something poked me in my eyeball right here. It was so weird. What was that about? Wait, that just distracted me. Hold on. I gotta bring it back. Un momento. Okay. There's many individuals here where they do have gifts. They have spiritual gifts, but they don't use them properly. They use them incorrectly. So being that they use their gifts incorrectly, right? They led themselves into suffering the consequences, okay? Many people wish for the downfall of others. But when they wish this ill will upon those who have a true desire for change from a place of purity, of the strength of creating heaven on earth, they will have to pay their debt. It's spiritual debt that they will have to pay. Okay? And that's harsh. But I heard there are times when the debt is fatal. I'm going to put it like that, because how I heard it was much more rough than that. And so I say this to say that many individuals who have attacked you over the years, and this is not to like make fun of people, this is like a real thing that goes down. Okay, this is not like, it's not a joke. I laugh a lot and I have my moments and all, but this message is serious, just for the simple fact that it is real for those who are God's chosen people. Okay, because I always think about this analogy like a parent with their child. You know, because I know when it comes to my child, I turn into Mama Bear real quick. Excuse me. I turn into like a ruffian real quick. I could get rough, right? And I think that's just the protector in me. I heard if I don't do it, who will? If I don't do it, who will? But that's not me talking per se. I feel like that was God speaking through me. If I don't do it, who will? I heard sometimes things have to go wrong before they can go right. Because not everyone is going to want things to go right. They're going to want things to go wrong. And it's not even about the master plan. It's not about heaven on earth. The little people, the tiny people with the tiny minds, the ones that don't think big, they'll be so focused on the look of things that they don't see the depth of their fascination. I just heard. They don't even understand the depths of their fascination. So they don't take time to look. They'll just prejudge from a snapshot that holds no context. None at all. No information is there. But they will take a snapshot, which is just 1 second of a depiction, and call it what they choose to. Not knowing that you have warriors behind you. Not knowing that you have warriors on earth and in the spirit. So then, what they do is they set themselves up. I heard you don't even have to do it. Like, you don't have to do anything. I heard set the tone. I think setting the tone is just focus. That's what it feels like. Set the tone. I heard set the tone. The tone is you staying on track, I feel. I feel like setting the tone is you using discernment and choosing wisely. Like, choose your battles wisely, because everything's not a battle. I'm getting this message where so many people try to make more things a battle than needed. Everything is not a battle. It's just that some people step in your path and they try to create an obstacle for you. I heard sometimes you don't even need to go through them. You just need to go around them. And I feel like it's like Spirit is saying, Many people sometimes get stuck trying to go through the person. It's like, I don't know, I'm just getting like some type of opportunity, right? And the person that has, I'm hearing your fate in their hands when it comes to whatever position it is that you are looking to be a part of or something like that. They'll try to stop you from getting that position. And this may actually have happened to some of you where you've experienced this before. Because sometimes I'm hearing people will see something in you that you don't see in yourself. And you just might be like, oh yeah, I'm going to apply here. I applied to other places as well, but whatever. But I'm going to apply here. And there might be someone there that you must go through in order to pass. In order to, you know, get through. Get the position, whatever. But that person, they don't want you to be there. They don't want you to be a part of anything, so they're going to want to block you. So Spirit is saying you find a way to go around that. It's just an example. And going around it doesn't mean that you even need to continue on with that route. Maybe there's something else for you. Sometimes certain things happen in our life that don't feel good, right? But they are good. They're actually needed, and those things were supposed to happen, because if they did not happen, then you would have taken the wrong path. I'm hearing. I heard the low road, not the high road. Sometimes in life we could think that the low road is the high road. This often happens when you're like, I heard gun-ho. Gun-ho. I know that's like a, am I saying it right? There's a saying. It's like your mind is set, right? On doing something. But what you thought you were supposed to do, you weren't supposed to do it, because it's not even the best option for you. But it's like sometimes God has to come through and change your trajectory of yourself and what it is that's best for you by putting a block in front of you, putting an obstacle there, so that you don't have no choice but to either go around it or just do something else altogether. And I feel like that's what these adversaries don't know about you, because they don't know about the relationship that you have with God. They don't know. They misunderstand who you are from their snapshot that they take of you. They don't even see that much. They see just a little bit. Just a little bit. They even get that much. And they think they know everything. And they don't. So, it's like Spirit wants you to know that sometimes when obstacles are set before you and you think that that was supposed to be the way that you were supposed to go, and it doesn't turn out that way, there are times when you can get very discouraged. Oh, to the point where your stomach hurt, your head hurt, everything hurt. Your head start hurting because you might have been crying. You know, if you cry a lot, it make your head hurt. It's like tension forms in your head. It'd be all up in that forehead area, like sinus area, right? If you cry a lot, that happens. And it's good to purge, right? But it's also good to understand that many times blockages actually release us from strongholds. Let me see. Let me look up what the definition of, or what the definition is of a stronghold. I don't know why I'm getting tongue twisted. Let me see. Excuse my tiny nephew's voice. He's just happy. Don't mind him. He's in the living room playing games. No, not that. Okay, it says stronghold is a fortified place, a center of a group, or a place of security. In the Bible meaning shows a stronghold can refer to a fortified place or a harmful belief or practice. Harmful belief or practice. I like the harmful belief. I mean, the practice, I mean, that goes together really. But the obstacle that you wanted access to, or the obstacle that was placed before you, stopping you from getting access to what was harmful to you, it could hurt, right? However, it was meant to happen that way. Once we realize that and we accept it, it makes everything so much easier, because you become someone who has a lot of understanding, and you learn to let things go faster than dwelling on them. Because once we start to dwell, we end up in a very deep well with an anchor on our ankles. At the bottom of a well with an ankle on our ankles. With an anchor on our ankles. That was a tongue twister for me. It's dark. It's deep. There's water over your head. You can't breathe. It's like we walk into another dark place, like we just didn't come out of one. Sometimes in life we walk into dark places because sometimes we can walk into the dark in a different way, where something different is about to happen in your life and there's going to be a change, and there's a little what's the word? There's a little bit of the unknown there, right? Because you're not sure exactly what's going to happen, but you go when you feel that it's right. But it's a little dark. Not dark in a bad way, but dark just because you can't see everything yet. You can only see what is given. And sometimes if you have many times when you have a close relationship with spirit, you'll be given more than the average person, just because of your ability to see beyond the unseen. Okay. Be grateful for the obstacles. Oh, the obstacles. Oh, they're so special. They really are. And many of us miss how special they are to us, because we focus so much on the pain and the what seems to be a disadvantage when something goes wrong or when you don't get what you want. But one thing about this is everything that we actually want is not always good for us. And we don't learn that until we go through some things. And then you'll start to notice, I like that type, but every time I get with that type of person, they toxic. They always want to argue. They just annoying me. Like, they was cute until... Have you ever met somebody like that, where they just be fine as hell when you see them the first time, like, damn. But then you meet them and you around them, and then they just, like, nag you all day. And they all, like, won't let you breathe. And then they, like, don't understand anything. And it's like, okay, I can't do this. And then you start to reevaluate yourself. And you recognize what it is and who it is that you are supposed to be connecting to. Because there's just times where you just don't see. Until you see, because you're like blinded by the desire. The desire. It could catch you. It could grab you by the throat, like, get over here, like that. I always have to do that sometime. It helps me flow out the energy that's might be stagnant. I gotta sometime, like a pirate. But anyway, I digress. Just know, right, that I know things haven't always gone as you wanted them to. However, all of those times were a blessing for you. Even though it did not feel like it. It did not. It felt like, oh no, not again. Oh no, not again. If we could change that to yes, again, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Again, okay, I'm gonna keep going. Because every time you go through something, you learn, you do. If you're paying attention. Are you paying attention in class? Are you paying attention in class? Because if you're not paying attention, that means that you're going to keep taking the same lesson over and over again. When you pay attention in the class of life, that happens daily, okay? With every decision that we make, every step we take, when you pay attention to the relationships you have, to the way you feel inside, under various circumstances, to how people respond and react to you under certain circumstances, you know, how certain decisions that you make might lead you to a place that makes you feel a sense of discomfort or could cause problems in your life. If you just look at everything for what it is and then you begin to detach from what gives the worst results, things will start to get better. It's just that you would have to be disciplined enough to pay attention to the class, to the lesson in class, not to the class. Well, you pay attention to the class too, I guess. But it's more so of the lesson in class that you learn, because it is what you learn that will stay for you. I meant to say stay with you. I'm a little tongue twisted today. But I don't know. Anyway, it's the knowledge that sticks with you. It is what motivates you to keep going when in the future you might want to give up, but the more you know, the more you go. Because you know. When you know, it's like, okay, let's go. You know, okay, let's go. I'm not sure exactly what's going to happen, but it feels right, I'm going to go. It's like just doing it. Just go. Just go. When you trust your spirit family, when you trust in the relationship that you have with yourself, when you trust the God in you, remember, we are the God of ourselves. God is just a guide to give us like a foundation that we can use to move. But it's just many people do so much with the concept that they mess up the simplicity of the lesson when it comes to what you learn from God. If you just, first of all, treat people how you want to be treated. Treat people with respect, like, you know, and like love. Move from a place of love. Like, you know, understand that bad, or not bad, I can't say bad, it's not right to say it. Unfavorable things happen in our lives. But the best thing you could do for yourself is to understand it and know that it is a part of our existence and keep moving past it. And then use the lesson that you learned from it to incorporate in your understanding, so that if something happens and it doesn't work, you don't like fold, because it's about continuing on to go and just move with the flow of the path that you're taking. And it's like this message is telling you to stay your course. Don't allow the pharaohs in your life that want you to be enslaved to them to encompass your thoughts to the point where they're living in your head. Things that people have said to you that hurt you are living in your head. Things that you've done are living in your head, and it's almost as if whatever happened is happening right now in this moment, because you're thinking about it, because that's how powerful our mind is. When we learn to let go, it gets so good when you learn not to give a damn. Just say, I don't give a damn, I don't care what everybody. When you have that attitude, everything is just improves in life. 24, that's me. Always looking at the clock. And it says something that's in accordance to me most times. But when you learn the art of not giving a damn, that's art. It takes time to get there. Well, at least for some people. Some people don't give a damn at an early age, but then that's rough because there are some things that you need to care about. It's not everything that you should just do away with. You have to learn what to throw away and what to keep. And so for someone taking on that understanding at an early age without details and context, that's dangerous because they're going to start tripping outside. Spirit wants you to continue to walk on your path. Do not look to the left or the right. They don't matter. They don't. The only thing that matters is your relationship with the Creator, with God, with Allah. That's all that matters. Nothing else matters. Your soul's cry matters. Your mission matters. That's what's most important. What you're passionate about matters, because that is usually our passions and what move us the most are connected to our soul's cry. They're connected to the purpose that we have in our life. You know, so the best thing you could do is take action, and when you're active, pay attention to how you feel. And the more you take action and the more you try different things, eventually you will find what is purposeful for you and what feels most comfortable and comforting. And sometimes the thing that's most comfortable is actually uncomfortable, but it's comfortable just for you because it's for you. That might be confusing, but what I'm saying is, when you have a certain purpose in your life, something that might look very uncomfortable to other people is going to be very comfortable to you because it is a part of you. It's a part of your code. It's a part of your DNA. It's how you were made. You were made just like that for this reason. Okay? So hold on to it. Don't let it go. And don't let these adversaries that continue to try to create obstacles for you to, don't allow them to stop you from moving forward. Always have a backup plan, I just heard. I heard it's not always about going through them, it's about going around them. Everything that's in the dark doesn't need to be in the light. The definition of your light should stay in the dark. You're going to have to think about these for yourself. I know what they mean to me, but I know some of you are probably like, what's she talking about? But just let it marinate, okay? Just let it just float inside of your mind. Let it float. Okay? Yes. The darkness is protection. What else? All that is said needs to be said. Just not to the ones with a cold heart. Warm bodies only. Yeah, this is just giving like those that you share what's in the dark with, those that you share, am I saying it right? Those that you choose to share what is in your darkness, let them be those who are aligned with you. Not those who want to rival with you. I actually heard rive with you, but I feel like that's not a word. Rive. Just R-I-V-E. I don't know, but I heard that. Let's see if it means something. Rive. Split or tear apart violently. Oh, it is a word. Well, Spirit said that. I don't know that word, but I know it now. Those who rive with you. Split or tear apart violently. Split or crack. And it also says split or crack wood or stone. And that's the archaic version. I'm going to give you an example of this word being used in a sentence. I started to chop furiously, the dry wood riving and splintering under the axe. Oh. To tear or rend apart. I've never heard that either. Rend apart. Okay, I'm hearing that there's so many points in time where you said something that you know you believed in and it had meaning for you. But then there's people around you that wanted to tear you to shreds for what you said, but you still believed in what you said regardless of what they said after you said what you said. But they would say things to try to make you disengage with your belief or whatever it is that, whatever thought I'm hearing that was like set in your mind, no matter how good it was, no matter how uplifting it was or is, there were those around you, and it could be anything, by the way, whatever you said, but there were many around you that tried to like rip you to shreds for saying what you said. They tried to just destroy you. But those are the ones that they don't know love. People that just try to attack you without asking questions to at least understand you. Not saying that everybody needs to agree, because that's not realistic. But at the same time, there are those who just want to destroy. And it's usually, the reason is usually something very insignificant and something that has to do with envy, jealousy, or yeah, that's usually what it's about, right? So it's like this, I heard this creator's energy wants to tell you to keep creating. It does not matter what other people say, because there's going to be people that's going to talk crazy. And then you're going to have to know or learn how or discern the time when it's right to speak and when it's not to speak. And that could be a challenge, but the more you allow, the more something, I'm hearing, the more something ignites a flame inside of you. That's like discernment. And I don't mean like a flame to, because it is kind of, wait a minute, I was about to say it's not like a flame to burn down, but then in a way it kind of is a flame to burn down so that it could be rebuilt. But it's not like a flame to completely scorch, to discard, not unless it's worth that. Now that was a bit abstract, but for those who understand what you could vibe out with what I just said. Let it be what it is for you. Let that be what it is for you, what I just said. It's like a correction. If somebody says something and you still believe that what you said is true, and they didn't cause anything within you to make you want to adjust something about yourself to improve, then at that point it would be time for you to help them to see what you see. Again, they might not agree, but you're still expressing yourself to let one know that you still stand sturdy in what you said. Because sometimes people will try to break you down because they they'll try to test you to see if you're serious about what you said. So then they'll try to like throw something at you to tear you apart, you know, and to affect your belief of oneself that you've already had established and that you work with. So just ensure that whatever decision you make it off the strength of your relationship with God, not off of anybody else. Nobody else matters. Okay, my love, so that's it for this message. It was a bit lengthy, but hey, not that bad. Everything you do, do it with love. Always remember the creator is in you and the magic is too, because you are magic. I'll see you in the next message.